So I was reading something on Facebook, I think it was through Big Think, that they were saying that humans were the aliens on this earth, that we were put here like hundreds and thousands of years ago, and we were probably never meant to die, but the environment full of life goes through their life cycles. But in order for us to keep the balance, the system had to incorporate a life cycle, a contrived life cycle. Because if everyone knew how to stay alive through different climate changes, and everyone knew how to characterize pain, and everyone knew how to characterize pain correctly, and everyone knew how to eat all food in the food supply, then we would have human extinction, because we would be breeding so many people that the life on the earth would not have a chance to come back, because we are so intelligent. Like, we are seriously extremely intelligent. So we even had to induce a contrived life cycle so that we could mimic things on earth. That's my theory, because that makes sense. Hey, John. Because, yeah, I mean, when you go out there and you look at the life cycles of the plants, and of course, with the way the weather is and all the different seasons, yeah, they go through a life cycle. I mean, humans do too, but we can stay alive indefinitely if we understand how to characterize our energy correctly, but we don't. And so, and then we've programmed animals to kind of be like us. I mean, there's a lot that's missing as far as where we came from and what initially developed this whole stuff. And, I mean, we can look at Imhotep and the Rosicrucians and all of their esoteric knowledge. But when you think about it, I mean, with my dog, if I am not incorporating these mechanisms that I'm doing, I'm feeding her, bottle feeding her, I am pooping her, I am, of course, she has water, and taking her outside. I'm dealing with her evolution, her trauma from the operations and all that, her keloid, and we've allowed things to pass away when we can't handle the energy of the evolution, and so we let things starve. Okay, and then we also reproduce animals, but plants, they go through different life cycles, and you can study plants and botany and all that, but animals, like out there in the wild, yeah, they reproduced and they go through the whole predator and prey and that whole circle of life. But humans, we have a lot more intelligence, like extremely a lot more intelligence. We even contrive our own death cycle. We even develop our own death cycle so we can keep the balance. That's how aliens are able to go onto another planet and figure out how to assimilate, is they look at what's going on in that environment and they go and mimic it. Okay, and that makes sense. But, but humans, again, are so intelligent that we figured out that we've contrived that type of situation, and now we're trying to go back the other way. Hold on. There you go. All right, keep going. Okay, so if we could contrive a death cycle where we're continuously dying and reproducing and doing all these great resets and all that shit, then we can go back and contrive an actual indefinite life cycle. And that makes complete sense, because I mean, for me to figure out all this stuff, I had to go and watch people. I would watch Netflix and be like, okay, I want to be a writer and I write stuff. And so I watched Californication, and that guy was a writer. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to be like this guy and be a writer and do this. And here I am doing that. I remember when I was dancing, I was in junior high, and I was copying other people's moves. And so it's like, you fake it till you make it type of thing. And you think it's being fake. No, you're just mimicking what you want to emulate, what you want to do to survive in something. And that's what people do out there in politics, in religion, in scientific dogmas, and in families, and in close-knit groups, or even groups that are far apart. We all mimic each other in some way. And so, yeah, I can see how the first human on this earth mimicked what was going on in Earth and figured out how to assimilate and keep the balance, and then develop rules and laws so that way there isn't a mass human extinction and we can have planet Earth as our home and stay as our home. And so that kind of knowledge has been passed down between a bunch of families out there that have been around for centuries and have this knowledge for centuries. And they need to, because somebody has to be the keeper of the older knowledge. I mean, would you trust some of the people out there in your society with old ancient knowledge? Shit, my mom didn't give me my social security card until like maybe 10 or 20 years ago, because she couldn't trust that I would keep on, that I would take care of it, or I think my birth certificate, that's right. I had her send it to me a couple years ago, but she had my birth certificate for many years because she held on to it because she couldn't trust that I wouldn't lose it somewhere along the way. Okay? And so, no, I wouldn't trust many people with ancient knowledge because they don't have the capacity to understand, they have shown they don't have the capacity to evolve and understand things that are different. And so I understand why there's a certain amount of families out there that like the Illuminati or something, they have all the ancient knowledge and all that stuff, because somebody has to be the keeper of that. And adaptation, humans are made to adapt. Animals were made in the mirror image of humans, but they have different purposes and different purposes, just like the cells in your body. And then you have life in different places, and they have their purpose and their adaptation. And then life is always mutating because we get so much stuff from the asteroids and from other galaxies and all that, and also mutating the life on Earth. So yeah, I could see that. I could see that if we can contrive a death cycle so we can assimilate to Earth and not destroy Earth altogether, then we can also contrive an indefinite life cycle. And yeah, that makes sense. I can see that. I totally see that theory. It completely makes sense. All right, bye.